Hello and welcome to this video tutorial on how to use the WF-RepTool by reporters. In this video I want to show you how to fill in case first time, information on first fractions achieved or yield data in general. We are at the list of available reports. And I have adapted or edited the report we have created in the former video to do our example. See the input remarks, see the kind of data remarks. To add treatment results to this report, you have to click the chart symbol beside the report. You will come to the page of output fractions. The list of output fractions is of course empty in a new report. By using Add Fractions, you would come to the page to find and filter output fractions. But first we have to ask ourselves, how do we come to yield data? Yield data of your own treatment of V must come from the internal documentation of V treatment, as for example production data or data from a batch or similar. So your paper or IT documentation of V treatment results is necessary. If you don't have such yield data of your own treatment of V, you may organize to get such data, e.g. by organizing a batch or a special treatment period or campaign with full documentation of data. In case that you know about which fractions will be achieved, e.g. from daily practice, you may start here to create the structure of the report with the names of fractions achieved, but adding the amounts or shares later based on the batch or the treatment period. If you have such treatment results, you may start with Add Fractions in the bottom line and you will come to the page to find or filter output fractions. How to find correct output fractions? You may remember the structure of output fractions I have shown in the general video on the WF-RepTool, that we may expect sorting fractions, dismantling fractions, fractions from shredding and fractions from further separation. The order on codes is given in the WF-RepTool with 16 or 13, 14, 15 for sorting and dismantling fractions, 19, 10 for shredder fractions, more mixed fractions, and 19, 12 for fractions from further separation. You may search the list of output fractions by entering a part of the term you are looking for into the fields for the name of the fraction contains or into remark contains. You may additionally add the relevant figure, see 16, 1910 or 1912 in the WF-RepTool code starts with field to limit the choice. Let's start with the dismantling fraction of cables from large household appliances. Below this filter option, you will see two scroll downs. First, shortlists. This means that we have done limited and shorter lists of output fractions for fractions most commonly appearing in the 5 main V input categories and 3 often used components of dismantling. The choice of the shortlist is set by the identification of the input fraction for the report. So in our case, large appliances. If you don't find a fraction in the shortlist, please also have a look into the long list. See the difference for cables. Second, we would have material groups for searching. This option is more applicable when you already know to which group your fraction would count. It is also the background for the sorting option following. Below this scroll down, you will find a sort by option, by which you decide about the order you will find the options for the output fractions. The default setting is sort by material group, but You may also decide to see the output fractions in the order of the RepTool codes. I personally prefer this option of sorting fractions, as it will show me the fractions in the order of the treatment chain. Check it for iron. Here you will see the order of treatment of 16 iron fractions from dismantling, 1910 iron fractions from shredding, and 1912 fractions of or with iron after further separation. Iron fractions in the short list of large appliances are more limited. Please read the remarks carefully, as they should help you to find the appropriate name for your fraction. In case, follow crosslinks given and check entries if they are more appropriate. Here you will see the important term of pure versus non-pure. We decided during the RepTool development to be allowed to call a fraction as a pure fraction when there are less than 2% impurities or not target material included in the fraction. This value is low when you speak with treatment operators, as they wanted higher limits, but in many cases much higher than the market asks for pure fractions. So a compromise, well accepted by all parties now and taken over by others. If you don't choose any term in the name, but keep a shortlist and search, you will see all fractions foreseen for this input category. If you don't choose any shortlist and search, you will see the whole list of output fractions possible in the order of the RepTool codes, including the headlines, the structure given by the European Waste Catalogue, or in the order of the material groups. Play around, read the remarks, read the crosslinks as hints, and in case, follow crosslinks by copying the beginning of the code from the crosslink and paste it to the RepTool code starts with field. Now let's go back to our cables. When you found the appropriate name for a fraction, you just have to click the Select button beside the fraction, and the fraction will be shifted to the shopping basket of Selected. You may immediately search for the next fraction, or you may press the Submit button to take the fraction over to your list of output fractions. We want to add our next fractions and search for capacitors dismantled. We write only a part of the name to the field. We search, we read the remarks, and we choose. One question might be, I don't know if my capacitors contain PCBs. Then you have to follow one of the principles of the RepTool to go for the precaution principle. As long as you may not approve the contrary, you have to go for the worse option. You may additionally have oil fractions and other dismantling fractions. And finally, a depolluted fraction of large appliances going for shredder treatment. We read, and we choose. Special cases of full documentation of the input weight. If you have, e.g., wrongly allocated appliances in your input material, which have to be sorted and treated by any other treatment technology, you may mention them. For example, we have some cooling appliances. They are not given in the short list, but we look to the long list. We have a mix of cooling appliances, and we may have some CRT appliances as wrongly allocated appliances. We look, we read, we choose, and we submit. If you have additionally some packaging material in your input, you may choose it for paper and cardboard packaging. Maybe you have additionally some wooden pallets in your input material. For both cases, you might use the deduct from input option, as this material shall not count to the recycling and recovery results of this input category of large appliances. Some more hints on choosing the correct output fraction. Please see that we often distinguish parts from dismantling and pieces after mechanical separation. See here the example for glass from large appliances or for screens and monitors. Sometimes we distinguish fines after mechanical separation, as there might be other applications for these materials. Please try to avoid using fractions starting with other and the code containing open. These options have been foreseen for special cases only, to be able to continue working and to finish a report. You shall give a remark on the material. As the RepTool experts, we are quite sure that we have inserted all relevant fractions coming up from treatment of wheat, so please search the available options properly. If you have done a wrong choice of a fraction, you may always delete the fraction easily by clicking the delete boxes at the right side and confirm by pressing the submit button. If you have already entered information on the acceptor of this fraction, see the next video. This delete box will not appear and you will have to delete the acceptor information first. If you have any fraction from wheat treatment which you definitely don't find in the choices, please discuss with your RepTool administrator first about how others in your region solve this, or let us as RepTool developers know. For this, you may use the Contact Us option at our website. When you have now all fractions from the internal first step treatment of large household appliances, you may add internal names for the fractions normally used in your company, and or in case an internal code used in your company, or e.g. the national waste code used in your country. These are voluntary entries, e.g. for later recognition of data. Last but not least, you shall enter the yield data in amounts or shares. From first step treatment of wheat, you normally will have data in amounts. Take care to enter data in kilograms and not in tons, like more often used in the waste business. This was a decision of the development group to be able to give proper information on depollution fractions too. From other documentation of e.g. shredder batches, you will more often have data in shares as percentages. You may enter data as they are available. For example, we have amounts, they will be calculated to percentages automatically. The other option would be that you have already determined data by, for example, your IT. You enter percentages and amounts will be automatically calculated when you press the enter button or the submit button. For data from the first treatment step, I prefer a determination of the amounts and enter them to the RepTool. You will see one help feature of the RepTool. As long as you did not reach 100% of the input, you will see a light red shade on the total. When you reach 100%, by entering the difference to total, you will see a green color. In case that the total would be above 100%, you will see a red shade. That's it for filling in first yield data. To continue, you will have to insert information on the next treatment step, the acceptor, the next treatment technology and results out of it. Please see the video information on next treatment steps on this. For more information, please search our website where you will find FAQs. All details on how to create a report are given in the user manual on the reporter level. If you have questions or remarks, please use the Contact Us option at our website and let us know. Thank you for your attention and goodbye.